Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Talal and today I'll be talking about the importance of your score reports. Now guys, you know when you go for the SAT, your score reports are very important, right? When it comes to your, especially when it comes to your practice, I'd say your score reports are your gold mines, and I've mentioned this in my previous videos as well. Obviously they were not specifically about the score reports, but this video we'll be talking about, specifically on your score reports, right? So guys, when you go for the SAT, whether you are going for the actual test or you are going for the practice test on the blue book, you will get score reports in different ways, right? You'll get a detailed score report in which you will have all the questions that you have done and the rights and the wrongs for every question. Then you'll have a component wise score report as well, in which you'll have the 4 sections from the reading and writing and the 4 sections from your math, and it will tell in a sort of a percentage way how much questions that you have done wrong in your reading and writing section, and how many questions you have done right or wrong maybe in your math section. So that is again very important. Now all the score reports that you get, whether it is the summarized version that tells you the only the scores or the number of rights and wrongs, or the detailed version or this component wise version, you have to take all of these score reports very seriously. Why? Because many students, they just focus on the practice tests when it comes to their improvement, when they want to increase their scores, while in actual sense when look at it, the reason behind your score improvement will always be your score reports, and there are many students who actually know this fact, right? So if you really want to improve your scores, you have to really focus on your score reports. So how to do that? That is a very important and pertinent question, right? So you have to understand you cannot increase your score until and unless you get a hold of the questions that you are doing wrong, right? And it's only your score report that is going to tell you that. So what you should do is, when you are done with solving your practice test, especially when you're doing that practice before the test, go to your score reports and see the questions that you are doing wrong, right? Now everyone has some weak part, everyone has some strong part. Just make sure that you are not, for example, if you're getting a score of 1250 and you want a score of 1450 or you want a score of 1500, it should not be like you are just wavering around in generic sense and just shouting out that I am not getting a score, I want to increase my score, I want to increase my score, I just can't do that. It won't help. Why? Because you don't know where you need that improvement. Your score reports will give you that leverage, or that room where you can analyze what your wrong parts are. So for example, if I analyze my score report of maybe 2 or 3 tests that I have solved, and if I see that I am continuously doing the questions in the information and ideas wrong, or if I am doing the questions in craft and structure continuously wrong, or if I am getting the algebra questions wrong or the trigonometry questions wrong, right, I would know exactly what the problem is, right? So if this is my recurring error and if these are the questions that I'm getting wrong, I won't be just thinking vaguely that I want to increase. I'll have a plan, right? I would know that if I work on these questions, I can actually do and get that improvement, right? And that is how students actually do get the improvement, right? So if you understand this, and if you get a hold of this, and if you start working on the questions that you are doing wrong, you can actually increase the score that that you weren't able to do, right? So analyzing your score reports will give you the improvement that you want. So all of you who just want that improvement, it is your score report that will give you that improvement. Just analyze your score reports, see what is recurring, look at the errors that are recurring, right? Work on them topically then, right? And for example, if you are making mistakes in craft and structure, maybe it's the vocabulary that's the problem, or maybe it's the cross-text connection questions that is the problem. Whatever XYZ is the problem, you have to get through that problem, go on it topically, solve the questions that are related to that particular questions topically, and once you feel you are good with it, now you can do it better, then you can come back to the practice test, and you can when you do this, and you'll obviously, when you come back to the practice test and when you see that particular question, you'll make a conscious effort not to do that wrong. And once you do that enough, once you do that with 2-3 practice tests and you analyze every score report, you'll see automatically your scores improve, right? So that was it for today's video. Please analyze the score reports if you want the improvement, and you'll see if you do that enough, you will get the improvement that you really want. Thank you so much.